morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever it is. Um, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do the deck profile for the green unison cooler that I used to win the VSA Battle City tournament last month, just a few days ago actually. Um, when the deck first got released, I kind of put it together, played it a little bit, was like, it's okay, and set it off to the side. And the other day, I was like, I want to bring something new to the table for the semifinals and the final, so I put this together. Deck's pretty fun. On the front, it's auto add a card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, you draw a card. If you don't, you can play a unison specified cost of 1 with a marker on it. For the most part, a lot of the times I would just take the draw unless I really needed the unison out there. But that's kind of like the play style that I was going with. Going a little more defensive with my unisons, that kind of thing. The other auto is when a green unison is placed in your drop area, you draw a card. Life at 4 less, you untap one, draw one. On the back, we've got Galactic Dynasty. Same auto, when it attacks, you can draw a card or you can play a unison, either one. And then the same auto, when a green unison goes in the drop, you draw a card. But on the back, that activate battle, you can discard a unison. And if your leader or your unison is in battle, you can get plus 5k, so it's like you can combo with your unisons, which is super good, especially considering there's such a large unison package in this. But one of the reasons like that I played it the way I did was I wanted to just get the draw off the leader and then just pay an energy for my 1-drop so I could actually get 2 draws every turn, because green does kind of suffer from not being able to draw a ton of cards every turn. So this was able to like let me keep a good healthy hand size against Gamma and GT, which really helped out a lot. So we'll go into the first most important part, the unison package that I ran. I ran 4 Demigra, probably, the best 1-drop unison in the game. It's able to help you protect your life, stuff like that. Because of the permanent, if you lose a marker from this card from an opponent's attack, you can take a card from your life instead. So you play it turn 1, and no matter what, if your opponent swings, you're going to take the life. Activate main, plus 10k. -3, which never comes up in this deck, but actually, is good. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards, KO it, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost 3 or less, ignore a barrier, and KO it. Like I said, never came up in this deck, but it's stupid. Play 4 of the Salsa. It's got the Empower 2, which means every time you play it, it carries up to 2 markers over. This was the counterplay one, which is basically a charismatic villain. And being able to play 8 charismatic villains in the deck is super good. And this one does not stop you from playing counterplays for the rest of the turn. So you can play like 1 or 2 of these and then still freeze after that once you tap out. Activate main gets plus 5k, so it makes it a 15k attacker. I played 4 of Dore, Power 2, mainly because it's another 15k attacker. And on top of that, if you want to get the cooler out, you can do that as well. Played 3 of the Vados. I know a lot of people go like the more hand controller route, but I wasn't a huge fan of that kind of strategy. So I went more like board control because I knew I had a couple opponents that were probably going to be playing a lot of battle cards. This one's got the Empower 3, and then limit 1. If it comes in with 3 more markers, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. It's pretty good. The +1 doesn't do anything because you don't play the Nameless Planet in here, unless you want to be cheeky. I tried a build where I played the 5-drop Golden Frieza from the King Cold, and actually went and got the Nameless Planet, so into the game I could get, 25k dual attack double strike and KO something, rip a card. It was kind of cheeky, but I ended up taking it out. Play 2 of the Nias. Power 2, this is counterattack. It's actually pretty decent. I might actually go up on this. I really like it. If it comes in with 3 markers, you negate the attack and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it can attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. And then but the bad thing about this is you want to play it early because it's only a 10k even after you do the plus. But you play this early, you can plus it quick. I played 2 of the Galactic Dynasty. The other copy of it met with a mishap from the kids spilling something on it when I was trying to resave the deck, but that's another story. That's why this is a Peerless Warrior instead. I actually did play 2 of the Friezas. I would have played probably 3 max, but at present I only had 2 of them. But it's got Empower 3. If it has 3 or fewer markers on it, it can attack. And then when it comes in, your opponent discards a card, and it's only 20k unison in the deck besides the big boy, which I play 2 of the big boy. Super good card. Being able to, on your opponent's turn, wipe the board. All my opponents, like your opponents, if they know you play this card, they're going to play around it. As soon as you hit 3 energy, they're going to be afraid of it, which is great. Like, I had one of my opponents that went and violent raised me because they were afraid this was in my hand, and then I was just like, okay, let me just, spam a bunch of battle cards and kill you this way. Personal choice, because I knew there was most likely going to be yellow and things like that, and Gamma. I played 2 of the Vegeta AOD, because, you pay 4, enter, and it KOs everything you know with barrier, which can be relevant because the Frieza doesn't hit anything with barrier. And then the double strike crit's really good. And then a 25k double strike crit's even better. And if you do manage to get the -5 off, make rip through cards from your opponent's hands, it's not bad. 4 of the cooler Mightiest Sibling in Space. When it's played, you look at the top 5, add a green unison, specify cost 3 or less, which basically means everything except for these 2 guys. And then once per turn, when one of your unisons goes to the drop, you can take a life and go up to 11k, so it's a 15k attacker. When you're playing, a 500,000 unisons in a deck, of course you're going to play 4 Dormants. Dormant is what Dormant is. Your opponent can only attack 1 more time for the turn, KO something 2 cost or less. I played 4 Charismatic, which honestly is, like I said, it's almost overkill in this deck because you got the 4 Salzas, 4 Charismatic, but you basically don't, anything you don't want to get played, you better hope it has barrier because I'm going to kill it. I played 2 of the cooler Sibling Cruelty. I probably would have played a 3rd, but I didn't want to go too many cards up, so I ended up just playing the 2. Cost is reduced by each unison card in your drop, which you can get to 3 super easy and make it cost 1. So 1k double strike. When it's played, you put one of your cards on the bottom, which most of the time I was putting the Galactic Dynasty back in because I wanted to recycle it because I didn't have the extra copies. And then your opponent discards card. I played 3 of the Majin Buu negate. It's 1 cost, negate, limit 1, which kind of sucks, but you negate the attack, play this card in rest mode. If you negate a leader attack, they can't attack for the rest of the turn, which can be relevant in some cases, but the big reason I liked it is that it's got a permanent that you can activate the skill by doing Spirit Boost 2 instead of playing it. So, like, if you get into real tough spots towards the end game, you can just Spirit Boost once you're tapped out and your opponent thinks that they can just go in for game. I play 2 of the Homicidal Clones, good token negate. It is what it is. Just because I wanted to just push through the power on, like, those certain turns when I do, I went with the Cells Kamehameha just to have that little bit of, like, disadvantage on my opponent, get rid of view cards, things like that. They probably could be Realm of the Gods depending on what you want to do, or like a 1-1 split, however you want to do it, but I just chose to play these that time. The Paragus Super combos, draw 2, warp 1, fun stuff. I've got a couple different 1-0s that I play in the deck because I wanted a few different things, like, so you take it how you want it. I played 1 of the Majin Buu Floodgate just because I wanted an extra one just in case. I played 1 of the Dodoria, Bring with Power. It's a counterplay for leader cards mono green, and you have a green unison in play. The battle card being played, the energy cost 2 or less, goes to the drop instead of being played. I couldn't decide which one of that or this that I wanted to play, so I ended up going with a 1-1 split, see which one I like better. Overall, with the extra card draw you got to get, because the way that I was doing it, I think I like the Dark Death Ball better, and I'll probably end up going up with 2 of that and dropping the Dodoria, because this, it negates something 4 or less. It can KO a 1-drop, and you can also play it for free by pitching 2 cards, which I think, like, when you're going for those last few turns, somebody goes to try and floodgate you or something like that, it could be really, really relevant. I play 1 of the Dark Temptation Toa. Over round 3, if your leader card is green, it gets plus 5k, and your opponent pitches a card. I play 1 of the Surprise Attack Frieza, because you got KO, 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 KO. You got so much removal in this deck that's ridiculous, so I kind of felt that dumb just not playing 1. And then I played the Kibito Kai Absorb. Double strike, pay 2, steal your opponent's unison. And one of the games against GT, it was like turn 3 or turn 4 or something like that. I just stole his unison, and then I just stopped playing my unisons for the rest of the game. Basically, shut down his whole strategy, so we couldn't do anything about it. It was pretty funny, but kind of fucked up. But that's my list. Like I said, I won first place at the Battle City tournament. If that's not something you guys know about, you should definitely check the Facebook group and check it out, because you get some really awesome mats from Pro Mats, which I will be getting one, and it will be replacing this one here on the table. But you guys let me know what you think about it, and I'll catch everyone later.